What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my video. Hope y'all have an amazing day as usual. We're back with another video. Before we get into today's video, make sure to click the like button, click the subscribe button, and always comment down below. It really helps out with the videos. So the weather is not looking good here in New Jersey. It is pretty snowy. It's a big snowstorm right now, but I'm at the post office, as you guys can see. So I gotta put this letter in the mail. Just in the mailbox here. Now these are really thin, so I'm gonna try to get it in here without damaging the card. Oh guys, look. This letter's kind of thick, so I want to try to get it in here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, you guys, so as you can see, it's super snowy today. And what's really crazy about all this is that just 2 days ago, it was just like nice, warm, and sunny. New Jersey weather, I'm telling you guys, is like, I think New Jersey weather's bipolar, you guys. It's like one day it's nice and warm, and then the next day it's snowing like this. Like, for example, just a week ago, I think it was 2 Fridays ago, it was 76 degrees, really nice weather. I was outside all day, and then just 2 days later, it was 38 degrees. New Jersey weather, as you can see, not too many people are out and about today. I mean, there's not many cars in the parking lot, obviously, because of the weather. I mean, it's just so freaking cold. So we're gonna head. Oh my God. All right, you guys, I'm back home, as you guys can see. So, as most of you guys know, today is March 13th, and that means this is year 2, okay, of the COVID-19 pandemic. We've been through the pandemic for 2 years now, guys, which is pretty crazy, but it seems like a lot of places are now loosening restrictions, and I don't always wear a mask anymore. I mean, most of the time I do, but like in school I still do and stuff like that. But in a lot of places, I know for a fact in New Jersey they've lifted the mask mandate. But yeah, this virus has just been crazy. I gotta tell you guys, like. But the reason why I'm still wearing a mask in school is because I'm not boosted yet. I haven't gotten my booster shot yet. I've only gotten 2 shots, so I'm not boosted yet. So, yeah. Other than that, guys, it's just been a crazy 2 years. So we kind of started off the pandemic. Now, I remember 2 years ago, at first, I was told by a lot of people that it was just kind of just blown out of proportion and that it's not really something we need to worry about. But that quickly changed once we were in lockdown. I mean, as most of you guys remember, like, there were so many businesses that were non-essential businesses that were shut down, and like everyone was praising and thanking our first responders for just being on the front lines, like first responders, doctors, nurses, supermarket employees. Like, everyone was praising them through, you know, like April, and that's when a lot of people were dying, and that's when we were in quarantine, as most of you guys know. And then by May, like, restrictions started to loosen up, and then we had the George Floyd riots, as most of you guys remember that. And by the summer of 2020, I'm telling you guys, like, COVID really wasn't that bad. Like, it seemed like no one was taking it really seriously. Like, you didn't have to wear a mask outside anymore. I mean, there were still definitely some restrictions, and the restrictions, like, varied state by state, but, yeah, most of you guys remember that. And then in the fall, cases started to increase again, and then they really spiked up into, like, January in 2021. That's when cases were, like, over 100,000 a day. It was bad. Something I've noticed about the viruses is that in the winter, cases always go up. And I think the reason why is because so many people are inside, and, you know, like, the virus is more contagious when you're inside. So I think that's why. But yeah, January was really bad. And then that's when the COVID-19 vaccine came out. So by, like, later in 2021, more people were getting vaccinated. I got my first shot in May 2021 at Walgreens, and then I think I got my second one in June. And by that time, restrictions were already being loosened, and, like, vaccination rates were going up, and I think it reached, like, 50% by the summer. And last summer, cases really went down. And so basically no one at that point was taking COVID seriously anymore. Like, a lot of people were fully vaccinated. So people were like, if I'm fully vaccinated, why do I have to wear a mask? You know, just stuff like that. So, like, I feel like at that time, no one was taking COVID seriously. And I think through the end of 2021, cases definitely started increasing. So, and then there was the Omicron variant, you guys. That variant was just, oh my God, that was terrible. So at that time, like, everyone and their mother was getting COVID. Like, every single day, my mom would get emails from the school saying that someone tested positive for COVID, or like more than one person tested positive for the virus. Even people that were boosted were getting COVID with the Omicron variant. And cases, I think, reached like a million. I think cases reached like 1 million a day, I think, in early January, which is just crazy. But luckily, Omicron cases are going way down, and, you know, COVID is not nearly as bad as what it used to be, and now everyone's, you know, kind of like loosening restrictions. So it seems like the virus is just going up and down. I'm hoping that it's going to be over soon. I mean, Omicron was like bad. It was just really contagious. Like, not a lot of people were dying from it, but there were so many people getting it. So, you know, yeah, guys, it's just been a crazy 2 years. I also think there's a lot of things we took for granted before COVID that we weren't really thinking about. Like, before COVID, we weren't really thinking about, you know, like, social distancing, or we weren't really thinking about viruses. You know, none of that stuff was being taken seriously before COVID, and you know, like, just having our freedom, you know what I'm saying? Like, just having the ability to go outside without a mask or be inside without a mask. Like, no one really thought about that, you know, and I feel like that's something we took for granted before COVID. Like, and it seems like just the world has changed so much in the past 2 years. And one thing that's good is that my channel, my views, my subscribers, during the pandemic, all those numbers went up like a lot. Like, I was getting a lot of subscribers, and I still am, which is amazing. So just a lot of changes since COVID, I think.
So as you guys can see, the snow is starting up again.
So I remember 2 years ago exactly, I was at the park walking around the track field, just thinking about what the future would be like. And as most of you guys remember, at the time, COVID was really downplayed. Like, do you guys remember when, like, all the health people, politicians, they were all saying that COVID is only going to be around and we're only going to be on lockdown for 2 weeks. And then that 2 weeks turned into a month, and then that month turned into 3 months, and, like, no one knew how long it was actually going to be. And, you know, to this day, we're still dealing with COVID, and that's just, you know, a crazy, crazy thing that we're still dealing with this pandemic. I mean, right now, it's not nearly as bad as what it used to be, but still, you know, the fact that we're still dealing with this pandemic is, you know, what's really shocking to me. And it was just been downplayed, and I feel like it just wasn't taken seriously enough. And, you know, we're still having issues with people refusing to take the vaccine. And I think anti-vaxxers are one of the biggest problems right now with COVID. I mean, if you don't get the vaccine, you're pretty much just foolish. Everybody should be getting vaccinated. And what's crazy about that is I think only like 65% of America is fully vaccinated, and only like about 28% is boosted. I'm not boosted yet. So I gotta get the booster soon. But yeah, even in Mexico, 60% of people there are fully vaccinated, and Mexico doesn't have the resources that America has. You know, Mexico is not nearly as wealthy and doesn't have nearly as much money as we do here in America. And even in Mexico, the vaccination rate there is still pretty good. In Canada, I think the vaccination rate's like 80%. I think the highest country in the world with the highest vaccination rate, I believe it is the UAE. Like, I think their vaccination rate is like 95%. I think Portugal's is also really high at like 91%, which is really a lot. But then you have countries like Haiti, where the vaccination rate in Haiti is only 0.8% of the people. I mean, Haiti is such a poor country. Like, they really don't have the resources there. I think in Dominican Republic, though, which is right next to Haiti, their vaccination rate is like 55%. So It's crazy to me how, like, Haiti and Dominican Republic, even though they're right next to each other, those two countries are so much different. It's crazy to me. But yeah, I think refusing to get the vaccine is just selfish. I mean, you know, in America, we have the resources for the vaccine. It's safe and effective. I mean, it's definitely safe. Effective, though, not entirely because of, you know, like Omicron and stuff. I mean, a lot of people who were boosted and everything else still got COVID during the Omicron surge. You know, but I think refusing to get the vaccine is just selfish. And I think that COVID has also made us so divided, I think. You know, like, people have become so freaking sensitive to everything. We've become more politically divided, you know. Countries are becoming more divided, just, you know. And I think COVID has an effect on that, you know what I'm saying? So that's going to be for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Just a video talking about COVID's 2-year anniversary. It's pretty crazy that we're still going through this pandemic, but that's going to be it for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and God bless to everyone.